Well, there was some little parade going on that was coming up. And what they do, they were sitting on the stoop and with their little cup, begging for money. So they specifically came down to do that on that spot. And the way they ask for it is they always say, "Do you have any spare change?" They don't come out and that's a regular routine. "Do you have any spare change?" That's how they get their money.
We ask people for spare change, and they give it to us and they look out for us.
Spare change or spare beer. But right now we can't really do that on Bourbon Street.
There are too many cops.
I was making fork rings for a bit.
Fork what?
I was making forks and rings. A couple of pliers, hammer, railroad tracks. I begged. I've done a lot of things.
What I do is when we're sitting there making money, us on the street, spare any change, people come by with leftovers and say, "Hey, you spare your leftovers?" Usually people are pretty cool about it and kick you down, here you go. They just ate and stuff. That's how I get my food. I don't go to no food places.
There's another girl here that's a dancer, and we dance in the street for people, and they give us money and stuff.
How much money do you make doing something like that a day?
Make if I spent the whole day doing it, like yesterday, James and this other kid, they made like, I think $17 in an hour. So,
What were they doing?
just asking for change.
Just asking for
Spare
it.
change.
So they don't have a dancing act or anything?
No, they get the change, we get the dollars.
One of my friends that I was squatting with, he was a really cool cat, right? Wasn't gay or anything like that. All of a sudden one day, me and my friend are trying to get $1 for a 40, right? And I'm like, "Hey, this drag queen will give us $1. So I walk up to this drag queen and I'm like, "Hey, can I have a..." And I looked and it was my friend that I squatted with. And he was like, "It's cold, I'm hungry, I need money." And I was like, that's fucked up. Like, I know a lot of people that go down to the gay part of town, sell themselves to the gay guys just for money and shit like that. I would never do that.
Going to the bakery and steal stuff and sell it on the street. I mean, you can sell anything there. It don't matter.
Is there one particular item that sells better than the other?
CDs. So you can go straight to the CD shop and get $6, $7 a CD, and you can just grab a load of them, just put them down your pants and walk out.
For a while I was raging in New York, and I wasn't even shoplifting at this point, I was just plundering.
You're just what?
Plundering. I was just going in, taking what I want, and screaming a lot. Drugs are really tradable items. And if you go in to the supermarket, grab a case of beer, and try to return it without the receipt, they'll kick you out of there. You just walk out with the case of beer, you get everybody drunk, you get what you need to.
Like, I would never rip anybody off, and I would never try and rob anybody or anything like that. Like, if I get really, really hungry, like, I still wouldn't do it.
Why should I want or have to do that when people just give it to me? I'd just rather ask for it than go and take it.
I've had little things taken off the tables when you're going out of the shop. Apparently they just pick them up when I'm looking or talking to someone else, and they walk out with it. Apparently, like I said, I've never caught anyone taking anything.
Well, I went to jail for obstruction of a public sidewalk down on Decatur, and they put me in jail for a week and a half. And I went to court, and the judge was like, "This is a bullcrap charge, you can leave." And then 2 days later, they put me back in jail because I had just sponged up enough money for a 6-pack of beer. Sat down, opened the beer, took 2 sips, cop pulled up, said that he told the 2 people I was with, because they didn't look like me. They looked like tourists, and if you're a tourist down here, you have it made. But if you look like this, because he went up to the other 2 people and he was like, "All right, you 2, leave. You dump the beer out and come here." Brought me over to the car and arrested me and fucking charged me. Well, he was like, "Okay, we can get him for open container. I'm sure he took a couple sips, so we'll get him for being drunk. And shit, what else can we get him on?" And he's talking to his cop friends, seeing what else they can charge me with. They were like, "Well, we could probably get him for begging too." So they charged me for begging too.
Government doesn't know what it's doing, and that That's why the cops mess with us, because, you know, every time, you know, like the tourists out here see us, then they start to question the government. They're starting to question the way the system works. And the cops can't have that. You know, that's their jobs on the line. You know, people stop believing in the government, and we don't have a government, because that's all that our government is based on. It's just on the belief of the people. And when people see us, then they start to question. And the government won't be questioned, so they get rid of us as much as possible.
How do they get rid of you?
Kick you in your head and drag you to jail.
They do that while you're sleeping? How do they
When
do
you're
that?
sleeping, when you're awake, you could be standing on the street corner, and they'll arrest you for leaning with the intent to fall. I mean,
Molesting a hamburger.
yeah.
I have a story about a cop that arrested one of my friends for molestation of a cheeseburger. Took a cheeseburger and threw the pickles on the ground. Cop saw it and arrested her. Molestation of a cheeseburger.
She went to jail for it?
Yep. She was there for 2 weeks.
You know, I don't steal, I don't fight, I don't do anything. I'm passive. You know, I avoid trouble at all costs. I don't see why I should have to get my head kicked in. I'm just living my life the way I want to live. You know, I'm not hurting anybody.
I got thrown in jail for having a can opener.
The can opener?
Yeah, they called it a deadly weapon.
Describe the can opener. I want to know what was so deadly about it.
Well, it was metal, and yes, it was sharp. And it was really good at opening cans. It's in my pocket. I was taking a piss. They won't let you in the bars, so I went to an alley and I got caught taking a piss. After about 3 days, I sobered up enough to realize that, wow, I was staying in jail for a long time. You know, it was a 90-day mandatory sentence on top of the 3 weeks I was doing for taking a piss. The horses can take a crap on Bourbon Street, but I'm not allowed to go.
I got here and I knew like 5 people. They're all in jail now. They all went to jail on New Year's because I haven't
what?
seen them. I'm not sure, but one of them I know went to jail for drunk in public, and the other one I know went to jail for obstruction of the sidewalk. Like, the tourists come to see, this is a cop's town, right? And the tourists come to see this town. They don't want to see, you know, a bunch of people all dirty or whatever, and what they're drinking, you know, passing out and screaming shit and yelling shit at people, you know, or asking them for money and stuff like that. So they want to get your ass off the street, especially here because you know, lots of tourists here.
Actually, something happened the other night, but I didn't get hassled. The cop was actually really cool to me. He called me over, and the only reason he was cool to me, and like this is to show how the cops work down here. He called me over and he was like, "Hey, where are you from?" And I was like, "All right, I know what's going on. You know, he's trying to arrest me if I'm not from here, you know." And I was like, "Oh, I live in New Orleans, you know." He was like, "Where do you live?" And I gave him a bullshit address, and he was like, "Okay, 'cause look, about this time of the year is when all sorts of kids like you guys come in, you know? So, I'll do you a favor if you can do me a favor." And I'm like, "What's that?" And he goes, "Look, because a lot of gutter punk, you know, blah, 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 you know, them punks don't like kids like you, blah, 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 you know, and if you can tell us when they're coming in, we can beat the shit out of them and send them home, either to a hospital or to jail."
If there are a lot of tourists around, then the cops won't
Yeah,
hit you.
if they-
But if there aren't, then, you know, if they're just in a bad mood, they'll beat you down.
With what? Their batons or what?
Yeah, they'll cuff you and start kicking you and hit you with their batons.
Just for the hell of it, you know. Give me some ID, you know, got you up against the wall, fucking searching you. Whack, whack, you know.
Yeah, they're like,
Sometimes
"Oh,
you're like,
crap," you
"You
know.
want me to kick your ass or you want to go to jail?" And I'm like, you know, kick my ass.
I'd rather you kick my ass.
And even though you didn't do anything, they still take you to jail for impersonating a human being or, you know, Bourbon Street, you know, public drunkenness, for Christ's sake.
I've never seen them violent, although I've read stories in the paper where they've had some complaints about them. But I think there's more than one faction involved here. Some of them come by and they stink to high heaven. In other words, you can tell they're living on the street and they don't have any change of clothes or whatever, and they just smell. And the others come by with the similar clothes, but like they just had a bath. So I think that there's more than one type of gutter punk.
Gutter punks, you know that kid that you just talked to? He's a gutter punk, right? But like, he's more of like just a regular punk. Gutterpunks are like the kids that wear all black. They have body piercings all over them. You know, they have like the Liberty spikes or the Chaos spikes and shit like that. And they don't like hippies, you know, because we're all about peace and shit like that. And they're all about, fuck you, I want to kick your ass.
Since I've been here, I've been at least 6 fights probably. And they're probably, most of them probably my fault because I drink, you know, and I walk around and I, fuck you, you know, and I get all pissed off with everybody, you know, and stuff. So I've only lost one, and that was between those 5 people.